Wait, Dad, don't sign that. Dad's already getting old and you're still making him co-sign your loan? That's not how you treat your parents. Ching Ching, I'll cover your college tuition and living expenses. Don't trouble Mom and Dad. Hao's really grown up. He's finally acting like a responsible big brother. We're family. Why talk about paying me back? If you're grateful, just help the family out more later. Ching Ching, Zifan is still 50,000 yuan short for private school. Your brother put himself under a lot of pressure to send you to college. Every penny you earn now is thanks to him. Don't be ungrateful. You need to remember a favor and repay it. Our oldest really had the best idea. Back then, we put all 700,000 yuan of our savings into helping you open that shop. Exactly. If we hadn't told Ching Ching the family was broke and made her borrow from you, why would she work so hard to repay Mom and Dad? I call it strengthening the sibling bond. Look at her now. She doesn't resent us at all. She thinks she owes me her life, and she's covering the whole family's expenses. So that so-called help was never really help. It was just a way to make sure I'd feel indebted. Bro, are you sure you want to pay for my college? Of course, I'm your own brother. You think I'd lie to you? Just focus on school, I'll handle the money. In my last life, those words had me in tears. I thought he was the best brother in the world and secretly promised myself I'd work through college and pay him back as soon as possible. Later, with scholarships, part-time jobs, and some help from my brother, I finally made it through college. Bro, you lent me 40,000 yuan over these 4 years. This includes principal and interest, calculated at twice the commercial loan rate. We're family. Why talk about paying me back? If you're really grateful, just help the family out more from now on. I kept thinking about what I owed my brother and never complained. In the end, I spent well over 100,000 yuan on the family. I just remembered something came up at work. I have to go. Since I'm buying a place in a good school district, lend your brother 200,000 yuan first. Your nephew is still 100,000 yuan short for private elementary school. Your brother said you'd figure something out. Sis, private school is way too expensive. I really can't afford it. How about a public school instead? You can't afford it? When you went to college, did your brother ever say he couldn't afford you? And now one sentence from you is supposed to take away my son's chance at a good education? Without your brother, you'd be on a factory line right now. Every penny you make is because of him. Ching Ching, your brother supported you even with your sister-in-law pressuring him. You can't turn around and be ungrateful. So this was what they called a favor. Ching Ching, your brother even went into debt to keep you in school. You need to remember that and repay him properly one day. Ungrateful girl. Every penny you make is thanks to your brother. Bro, you're right. Dad's getting older. I really shouldn't make him worry about co-signing a loan for me. So I've decided to apply for a government student loan through my university. I can handle it on campus and it doesn't need a co-signer. You can all relax. How can you do that? Mom and Dad are still here, and if nothing else, you've got me. If people hear my own sister had to borrow money for college, they'll laugh at us. So that was part of it too. He wanted to keep draining me guilt-free later, while also looking like the heroic brother who paid for his sister's education. He wanted the money and the reputation. Bro, I know you're only trying to help, which is exactly why I can't burden you. Don't worry, I'll never forget the thought. I'll tell every relative and friend that I have a wonderful brother who'd rather go into debt than let me miss college. I'm going back to my room to get the paperwork ready. This time, I wanted to see who would really lose without this so-called favor hanging over my head. Yuan Qingqing, your loan was approved. Since you've got the loan, do you want to apply for financial aid too? Though with your situation, actually never mind. My family owns a home and a car, and my parents earn enough. I don't qualify as low income. Funny how a family that isn't poor can still somehow produce one broke daughter. I learned that lesson in my last life. With 10 years of experience from my last life, plus scholarships, things went pretty well for me this time around. Ching Ching, your sister-in-law is about to give birth, and the whole family is under pressure. Your dad's still working construction in the sun at his age. You need to be frugal and stop wasting money. How much are you making from your part-time job now? How much have you saved? College jobs are mostly grunt work. How much can I make? Handing out flyers in the sun all day pays only 80 yuan. Some weeks I can barely afford vegetables, so I live on the cafeteria's free soup. What can I say? I'm just a girl marching through life with debt on her back. They never ran out of advice or concern. Funny thing is, they never once asked, "So where is your money supposed to come from?" Ching Ching, great news! Your sister-in-law had a baby boy, nice and healthy, 3.4 kilos. You're an aunt now. That's great. The baby's just been born and you're his own aunt. You should give him a decent piece of jewelry as a welcome gift. A gold lock would be nice. People say it brings protection. Oh wow, this is tiny. It weighs less than the silver bracelet someone else gave him. You're a college student, and this is what you brought? Mom, I'm still a student myself. My living expenses come from loans and part-time jobs. What exactly am I supposed to buy? You're his aunt. You can't give him nothing. Your brother said the amount doesn't matter. It's the thought that counts. He's not after your money. It's the thought that matters. Fine. You're right. It's the thought that counts. One custom silver-plated lock. Don't ask. It's the thought that counts. Yuan Ching Ching. What on earth did you mail back? Who would wear that? Your sister-in-law opened it and found a lump of cheap metal. It was a 9.9 yuan online special with free shipping. Mom, why are you so mad? You have the nerve to ask? What did you engrave on it? Thought on one side and counts on the other. Who are you trying to annoy? Mom, weren't you the one who said any gift is fine because it's the thought that counts? Well, I sent the thought and literally engraved it on the gift. How could my thought possibly be any heavier? Why are you mad now that the thought arrived? You are unbelievable. This life, once I kept my distance from that family, I supported myself, had money to breathe, and college became full, busy, and free. I heard you've got a job lined up, Ching Ching. You're a young woman moving so far away. How are mom and dad supposed to feel safe? Find something closer to home. It's Shanghai, not some lawless border zone. What exactly is there to worry about? If we're talking safety, a major city beats our hometown anyway. Mom, dad, and I all have jobs. Your sister-in-law is pregnant with the second baby, and taking care of a child alone is exhausting. Find a job nearby, come home more often, and the family can look after you too. Their agenda was practically smacking me in the face. They still thought I was the old me. Last life, staying close to home was the start of my nightmare. Their care meant I spent every weekend as a free nanny, did all the work, brought gifts every time, and got attitude if I ever skipped one. And now they wanted their unpaid worker back. Last life, I was far too obedient. For 10 years, I poured my money and energy into this family because of their so-called care. What did I get? Them gossiping behind my back. She's an ungrateful brat. She doesn't even come home. Bro, I know you're worried about me, but I'm grown now and I can support myself. How could I go back home and keep depending on mom and dad? What kind of adult would that make me? Don't worry, I'll take care of myself. And of course I miss my nephew. If I miss him, I can always video call him, right? Anyway, gotta go. I'm heading to work. Yuan Hao, I'm pregnant, the nausea is awful, I can barely eat, and no one even comes with me to my prenatal appointments. Meanwhile, your precious sister is living it up in Shanghai and thinks one video call is enough for us. Enough. If she doesn't work, where's the money supposed to come from? You think I don't want her back? I don't care. The kid's crying so much my head is splitting. You're really going to make me struggle through this alone? All right, Lian, don't get upset. Mom already quit her job. From now on, I'll stay home and take care of you all. If Ching Ching won't come back, the whole family will have to survive on my paycheck. The oldest one's shop still isn't making money, and we've got the mortgage and car loan. She's gotten smarter too. Everything is independence now, and she always has work as an excuse. Ching Ching, you got paid over there in Shanghai, right? How much do you make a month? It's okay. Is rent expensive in Shanghai? How much do you spend on food every day? Pretty expensive. How expensive is pretty expensive? You should know the numbers. How much can you actually save? Hard to say. Well, here's what mom was thinking. Ching Ching, why don't you let me hold on to your salary card? I'm not taking your money. Young people spend too freely and never save. I'm doing this for your own good. I'll save it for your future wedding. Your brother handed his pay to the family before he got married too. Sure, Mom. If you're going to manage my salary card, you can manage my Huabei debt too. Your what? I owe 9,000 yuan on Huabei and it's almost overdue. Mom, pay it off for me first, then deduct it from my next few months of salary. Deal? 9,000? How did you owe that much? What choice did I have, Mom? Other graduates get help from their families. I have to do everything myself. 1 month's deposit plus 3 months rent up front, utilities, furniture, and basics. None of that is free. All right, we keep telling you to save, but you never listen. Can't make much money, but you're world class at spending it. Figure it out yourself. I'm hanging up. Wow, money really does ruin the mood, doesn't it? Ching Ching, leaving right on time today? Yep, 9 to 5, no overtime ever. Without the endless demands this time around, life was so much lighter. Here, Ching Ching, try this. I waited forever in line at this place. Totally worth it. This is amazing. For the first time, I realized life could actually feel this good. Maybe the world really was worth enjoying. Ching Ching, which one do you want? I'm not thirsty. You guys order. Are you coming to dinner tonight? I have code to finish at home. Maybe next time. In my last life, once I started working, I stretched every cent as far as it could go. It was my own money, yet spending it on myself filled me with guilt. After years of conditioning, deep down I always felt I didn't deserve nice things. How ridiculous. Mom, the trash is overflowing. Come empty it, and bring me a damp towel, then make this formula. Get the temperature right. Last time it was way too hot. I hadn't seen my parents through my college years, and they'd aged so much. Without me as their personal ATM, they'd clearly had to work a lot harder. Wow, Yuan Hao has really done well. If he weren't such a capable big brother, how could he have put a sister through a top university? Ching Ching, your brother scrimped and saved to put you through college. Now that you've graduated, you need to repay him and your sister-in-law properly. Exactly. People who don't know who their real family is won't get far. You're an aunt now. You should love your niece and nephew like your own children. That's the least you can do after everything your brother did for you. Oh, listen to everyone. We're family. There's no need to keep score. Of course I should support my little sister. Taking all the credit, huh? Watch me pop that balloon. Yan Hao, you've been an incredible brother. Now that Ching Ching has made something of herself, you can finally breathe a little. Exactly. These days, putting a kid through college can wipe out a family's savings. Ching Ching, you better remember what your brother did for you. I had no idea what they'd been telling people while I was away, if even these distant relatives believed it. Everyone, there's been a misunderstanding. I paid for college with my own student loan. My brother didn't spend a single cent on me. Oh, look at this child. Ching Ching, we're family. Why talk about repayment? Mom and Dad weren't in great health and you needed school. As the eldest brother, of course, I had to help carry the family burden. Exactly. Your brother and I did everything we could, but college kids these days are expensive. 3,000 or 4,000 yuan a month just for living expenses is nothing unusual. Our family simply wasn't well off enough to match everyone else. Sorry we couldn't meet your expectations. That much every month? Well, that's a lot. Ching Ching, your brother and sister-in-law are ordinary people with bills of their own. Supporting you through school wasn't easy. You can't be so ungrateful for what you had. What a neat little spin. They got to keep the credit for supporting me while painting me as spoiled and obsessed with keeping up with other people. Looks like everyone really did misunderstand. My brother offered to help, but I was too embarrassed to keep bothering him. I honestly got through those college years on my own. Actually, I even applied for low-income assistance back then. Too bad the school found out our family owned a house and a car, and my parents' income was too high for me to qualify. The teachers insisted I wasn't eligible. I explained that my parents did make decent money, but my brother and sister-in-law needed money to open a shop and were having a second child, so the family was struggling. But no one understood. They kept saying a family with a house and car wasn't poor. Can you imagine how unfair that felt? Enough, it's New Year's. Do we really need to argue over something so small? Turn off the screen, let's eat. Wow. She'd stayed silent forever. But the second her precious son's image started falling apart, she suddenly found her voice. Wen Ching Ching, what is wrong with you today? How could you embarrass your brother in front of outsiders? Mom, what are you talking about? Everyone here today is family. If we're all family, what exactly am I not allowed to say? Even with relatives, you should know what can be said and what can't. You humiliated your brother. That was completely out of line. You embarrassed the entire family. But I really did pay my own way through college. Mom, didn't you teach me to tell the truth? Do you want me to lie to all these elders right to their faces? Why are you so impossible? Anyway, from now on, don't mention the student loan again. Not one word. Watching them furious but completely unable to do anything about me felt unbelievably satisfying. Ching Ching, you're leaving already? You hardly ever come home. Stay a few days so the family can spend some time together. You can stay, but you can't expect to eat and sleep here for free. So staying in my own home counts as freeloading now? Bro, didn't you just say everyone couldn't wait for me to come back? Because my sister-in-law doesn't sound too thrilled to have me here. Come on, that's not what she meant. Ching Ching, food and utilities do cost money. Your sister-in-law is pregnant again, so she's bound to have concerns. Take Zifan out this afternoon, buy him a few things, and bring her a gift too. If you make yourself useful, she won't have anything to complain about. While you're home, be helpful. Around your sister-in-law, talk less and do more. Learn to read the room. If you behave well, she won't make things difficult for you. That was exactly how he taught me to behave in my last life. Back then, I listened, did chores, bought gifts, and bent over backward to please my sister-in-law. Sis, I bought this with my bonus. See if you like it. Zifan, this one's too expensive. How about the one next to it? Mom, look, Auntie bought me a toy. Yen Ching Ching, what is this supposed to mean? What kind of cheap junk did you buy? You're his aunt. Would spending a little more kill you? Bro, Mom, Dad, my room is basically a storage closet now. I'd love to stay, but where exactly am I supposed to sleep? Ching Ching, you hardly ever come home, so the room was sitting empty. Your sister-in-law just stored a few things in there. For these few days, just make do on the couch. I'll put fresh sheets on it later. I promise it'll be even more comfortable than your old room. I almost laughed out loud. Spend money, do chores, swallow my pride, and my reward was permission to sleep on the couch. Why come back at all? If I was family, there wasn't an inch of space for me. If I was a guest, I wasn't being treated like one either. I work all week with a sore back and stiff neck. I finally get a few days off and I'm supposed to come home and sleep on a couch? That would finish me off. When I visit classmates, they clear out a guest room for me. I come back to my own home and don't even have a bed. You'd think I came here for some kind of survival challenge instead of a family visit. See, Fun? It's not that Auntie doesn't want to play with you. There's just nowhere for Auntie to stay in this house, so I have to go. Nothing I can do. If I'm paying either way, why wouldn't I just get a hotel? The next day, I went to the countryside to visit Grandma. I also brought New Year's gifts for the neighbors who had looked after me when I was little. Mom, work in the city is absolutely insane right now. We really don't have the energy to look after this girl. She'll have to stay with you for a while. That's fine. Leave the child with me, don't worry. But why are her clothes so worn out? Country kids dress like this. New clothes would just get ruined working outside anyway. Mom, take this money and buy the child some meat and decent food. Lao Yuan, did you forget? How starts that special math class at the top elementary school next week. Every cent of the tuition is due. If you hand this money away, are you just giving up on your son's future? Mom, work is really urgent. Use this for now. We have to go. You're not even staying for a meal? Dad, take me home! Dad, don't leave Ching Ching here!
I only learned later that they rushed back because my brother had gotten into trouble at school. What they left me was a few crumpled small bills in Grandma's hand, and an entire childhood that felt cold.
Ching Ching, eat while it's hot. You need to grow. Once you get taller, Mom and Dad will come see you. Grandma, do Mom and Dad not want Ching Ching anymore? Nonsense. Mom and Dad went to make money. They're busy. Once things settle down, they'll definitely come get you. They love Ching Ching more than anyone. Okay, finish eating and play in the yard. Grandma will wash the bowl, then I'll take you up the hill to gather wild greens. Hello? Is this Ching Ching's mother? Her school fees are due this term, and she's growing fast. Her winter shoes are already crushing her toes. Could you send some money back? Mom, why are you asking for money again? Where am I supposed to find extra cash? Ching Ching is your own daughter too. She's out here eating pickled vegetables with me. Even if I skip meals myself, I still need to buy that child a pair of shoes. How much could Ching Ching possibly cost in the countryside? Porridge and pickles fill you up. Kids grow fast, so old clothes are fine. Stop spoiling her. A little hardship is good for country children. Wang Xuhua. What kind of thing is that to say? Was she somehow born into the wrong family? If you didn't want to raise her, why have her? You gave birth to her and then won't support her. What is your heart made of, Stone? Well, if it isn't Ching Ching, why are you hiding here crying your eyes out? Are you hungry? Here, take this. I just made it. It's sweet. Eat something sweet and maybe your heart won't hurt so much. Thank you, Auntie. You're so good to me. Silly girl, eat. Don't stay mad at your family. You'll always have a bite to eat at my place. Back then, every UN my parents failed to send was made up by the neighbors. One piece of candy here, one bowl of rice porridge there. That's how they got me through. I remember every bit of that debt of kindness. Ching Ching, my sweet granddaughter, just seeing you is enough. Why bring so many expensive things? Grandma, Ching Ching can afford it now. You deserve all of this. See? I always said Ching Ching was smart from the time she was little. Look how thoughtful she's become. All that love I gave you wasn't wasted. Xue, come over here. Here, this is your New Year's money from me. Study hard like I did and one day go out and see the world beyond these mountains. Well, Yuan Ching Ching, aren't you generous? I've seen everything now. You wouldn't buy jewelry for your own nephew or contribute a cent when your own brother bought a home, but now you're throwing money at other people's children. What kind of heart do you have? Sis, listen to yourself. When adults sow kindness, children reap it. But if someone spends all day staring into other people's wallets, they're probably not planting much good karma for themselves. Grandma, let's go inside. I want you to try on that new coat. After New Year's, I went back to work in Shanghai. For the next few months, I buried myself in work and barely spoke to my family. Without all that drama, time flew by. Ching Ching, when Zifan was born, you were still in school, so the family let it go and didn't ask much of you. But baby number 2 is almost here. As their aunt, you should finally take some responsibility. I picked out this stroller. Order it and ship it home. Who buys a stroller that expensive? I haven't even been working that long. Where am I supposed to get that kind of money? Yen Ching Ching, you had money for outsiders and red envelopes for neighbors. Why weren't you broke then? But suddenly you're poor when it's your own nephew. Mom and Dad raised you. Have you ever repaid this family at all? That's your brother and nephew. What kind of daughter is this selfish? You're completely heartless. Yep, I have money for anyone else, just not for you. It's my money and I decide who gets it. Don't like it? Call the cops. Look at your wonderful sister. A barrage of calls in the middle of the night, never a good sign. Why are you wailing at this hour? Yuan Qingqing? How can you talk to your sister-in-law like that? She's about to give birth, can't you cut her some slack? Ow, my stomach! What's wrong with her now? What's today's performance? Your sister-in-law got shut down by you, cried and argued for half the night, and got so upset her stomach started hurting. She's in the hospital now for pregnancy monitoring. In the hospital? Congrats. Hospitals are pretty comfortable. Maybe she'll finally calm down there. Do you have any conscience at all? It's just a stroller. Even if you couldn't afford it, you could have apologized nicely and sent her some money. Did you really need to say all those nasty things and upset her? I'm warning you, if anything happens to your sister-in-law or the baby, you'll answer for it. That's a human life. Did everything we taught you go in one ear and out the other? You don't even understand basic respect for family. Your older brother should be respected like a father, and your sister-in-law like a mother. Spare me the older brother is like a father lecture. Other than being born a few years before me, when have you ever acted like my dad? Did you pay me a salary, buy me a house? And I'm not taking responsibility for this. A few sentences from me can cause a medical crisis? Wow. If my words are that powerful, who needs doctors? If she's really in such bad shape, why aren't you at her bedside taking care of her? How do you have time to stand in a hallway yelling at me? Doesn't sound that serious. You cold-blooded, stop trying to guilt trip me. I don't accept the guilt, so the trip doesn't work. I'm hanging up. Don't ruin my sleep. Trying to use the baby to shake me down for cash? Dream on. This feeling is pretty great. Time to get ready to clock out. Ching Ching, are you asleep? I owe you an apology. I was panicking on the phone that day and got way too worked up. With your sister-in-law's situation, I lost my temper. Don't take it to heart. Done, bro. How's sis doing? The doctor checked her. Nothing major. She got too emotional that day and had false contractions. A few days of rest in the hospital and she'll be fine. Ching Ching, your sister-in-law is due in only 2 weeks. The public hospital back home isn't great, and the service is rough. She's physically weak and wants somewhere with better care. Since you work in Shanghai, I heard there are lots of premium international hospitals there. Their service is supposed to be amazing. Set it up for us. Exactly, Ching Ching. At the end of the day, this happened because of you. Help out. Think of it as making it up to your sister-in-law. Premium private hospitals in Shanghai can cost a fortune without private insurance. A standard delivery at United Family can start around 80,000 yuan, and even Jiahui can run 50,000 to 60,000. They probably don't even know what kind of hospitals they're asking for. Sure, bro. Shanghai's international hospitals are great. United Family or Jiahui? Regular public insurance usually won't cover these packages. Appointments can start at 1,000, 2,000 yuan. A full vaginal delivery package runs about 70,000, 80,000. A C-section, 110,000, 120,000. Pick one, send me the money, and I'll book it tomorrow. How much? 70 or 80,000? To have one baby? That's robbery. Yuan Qingqing, you're not trying to scam me, are you? Bro, private hospitals publish their prices. If you don't believe me, I'll send you the customer service number right now. Call them yourself and see if I added an extra 0. Come on, Qingqing! Look, the timing's just bad. I bought a huge shipment for the shop, so all our spare cash is tied up in inventory. How about this? You earn more in Shanghai, so cover the delivery bill for now. Once I sell the stock and make some money, I'll pay you back immediately. Deal? That sad little shop loses money every year. If I waited for him to turn a profit before paying me back, I'd be waiting until my next life. Then I can't help. I just paid the next 6 months of rent. I don't have a cent left. No money. No money. You can't borrow some from your boss or coworkers? Having a baby is a huge deal. We can't be careless. We're family. What's wrong with helping each other? I'm your brother. You really think I'd take advantage of you and refuse to pay you back? Borrow money from coworkers and my boss so you can have a baby? Only if I want to quit tomorrow. Bro, are you kidding me? The last thing you do at work is mix money with coworkers. Our company even has a clear rule against private loans. If nobody talks, how would the company know? Honestly, this just proves you're bad at networking and don't know how to work people. I've told you forever, be sharp at work, be helpful, tidy things up, pour the boss some tea, run a few errands, build the right connections, and when you need money, people will be happy to help. My silence was deafening. I honestly couldn't believe a living person in the 21st century had just said that. That was painful to hear. Bro, since you're such an expert on office politics and people skills, how much have you made all these years? Why are you asking your freshly graduated little sister, Yuan Qingqing, to pay for your wife's delivery? What do you know? Short-sighted people never get far. Just wait until I make it big. If you're broke then, don't expect a cent from me. Wow, a 30-year-old young prodigy. Divorce, we're filing tomorrow. Yuan Hao, what kind of man are you? Before we married, you promised me a life of luxury. Now I'm pregnant with our second kid, and you expect me to suffer in a 3-bedroom with a bunch of country bumpkins? Lian, keep it down. People next door are watching. I'm already doing everything I can. Everything you can. Fancy international hospitals in Shanghai give you a private suite and your own doctor. Your sister lives in Shanghai, and you can't even pull one connection? You're useless. How is that my fault? My ungrateful sister refused to lend me money. She said all her cash went to rent. What am I supposed to do? I don't care. If I can't give birth at a high-end international hospital in Shanghai, we're done. I'm not having this baby either. I'll go to the hospital tomorrow and end the pregnancy. Oh, sweetheart, don't get yourself worked up. Lian, think of the baby. Hao may not be capable, but he does love you. Loves me? Then why am I the one suffering here? Leon, look. This is the money I've saved in secret for most of my life. 30,000 yuan. I'm giving it all to you. Buy some supplements and let's have the baby here in the county, okay? Mom's the only one who cares about me. Fine. For your sake, I'll let it go this time. Come on, everyone, cheers. Sure, it's a girl, so it's not as grand as when Zifan was born, but now we've got one boy and one girl. The Yuan family has the perfect pair. A son and a daughter sounds nice, but raising 2 kids in this dump of a county is stressful. Everything costs money. Zifan's starting kindergarten soon, too. It's one money pit after another. Leon, have some more soup. Childbirth was hard on you. Don't worry, your dad and I are here. We'll cut back on ourselves if we have to. Mom? Dad? What can your tiny salaries even cover? It's pocket change. If Yuan Qingqing had any conscience as their aunt and helped out a little, would we be this strapped? Enough, don't bring up that ungrateful brat. But Leon, don't worry too much. A daughter grows up to look after her brother, right? When our girl starts earning money, she'll support her brother just like Qingqing used to support me. With sisters helping our son, even after we're gone, Zifan will still have someone in this world to spend money and effort on him. Hao's right. When a girl grows up, she should care for and support her brother. That's her duty. Right, how did I never think of that? Selfish, heartless, turning your back on family. Qingqing, you're the younger sister. Be sensible. If this family has money, your brother comes first. He's the one who'll carry the family someday. You need to support him for life. Supporting each other. The reality was, from the day my brother married Wang Lian, I stopped having a home. And now, right on cue, Lian was demanding a school district apartment and a car. Yuan Hao, open your eyes and look. This is the last round of applications for apartments zoned to Chengguan No. 1 primary school. If we can't scrape together the 300,000 yuan down payment this week, Zifan will have to attend somewhere else next term. 300,000! You say that number like I can pull it out of thin air. My shop has lost money 3 months straight. The landlord messages me every day for rent and says he'll lock the place up if I don't pay. I don't care. When you wanted a second child, who pounded his chest and swore our kids would never fall behind at the starting line? Now you're telling me we can't afford the school zone apartment? Are you trying to ruin my son's future? Leon, lower your voice. Don't scare the kids. Hao is trying to figure something out. Figure something out? Mom, weren't you the one saying Yuan Qingqing was making a fortune in Shanghai and could send us 80 or 100 grand any time? It's been over 6 months. She hasn't even called, let alone bought the baby formula. Stop fighting! Last month, I worked myself to death doing night shifts at the construction site. I made 6,000 yuan, and yesterday I handed every cent to you for Zifan's daycare. I don't even have enough left for a pack of cigarettes. Dad, what can 6,000 yuan do? It won't even cover 2 months of imported diapers and supplements for the baby. If you ask me, we're in this mess because of Yuan Qingqing. If she'd hand over her salary card and support us like she used to, would we be unable to afford a school zone apartment and still be riding that junky e-bike everywhere? Don't mention that ungrateful brat. If it weren't for her, would I be unable to scrape together a down payment? She grew up on the Yuan family's dime, then abandoned us to enjoy Shanghai while her own brother struggles. Don't write me off just because I'm broke now. Once my shop starts making real money, Yuan Qingqing could get on her knees and beg and she still wouldn't get a cent from me. Enough with the big promises. If you can't come up with the 300,000 yuan down payment, this marriage is over. Fight after fight, every single day. That whole family was a complete mess. While their home was falling apart, my career was taking off. Ching, you've been here 3 years and somehow you work harder every day. I'm used to it. I heard you carried that last system optimization project all by yourself. Team projects are never carried by one person. Hey, Ching, did you see? The supervisor is leaving, so the team lead position is opening up. You got the application email, right? When's the deadline? You're applying? Why wouldn't I? See? With Ching's results over the last 3 years, that position should have been hers already. Yuan Ching, your technical record is impressive. 7 core projects in 3 years and over 1 million lines of code. But a team lead has to lead people, not just code. What gives you an edge over the other candidates? I won't judge the other candidates' technical skills, but not one project I've handled in these 3 years was completed by me alone. I know how to get everyone pulling in the same direction, and when a project hits its hardest point, a team doesn't need orders. It needs direction. Ching, the results are out. Check your email. Congrats, Team Lead Yuan. Congratulations, you earned it. Team lead after only 3 years here plus a 30% raise. Ching, nobody in this office has climbed that fast. No kidding. Look at the last 3 years. She's always been the one charging straight into the biggest projects. You're buying dinner tonight. Team lead Yuan, if you don't treat us, I'm not leaving. Tonight at the Bund, my treat, no budget limit. Someone I don't want to love. Oh, Ching's back. Come in, sit down. I'll make you some tea. Ching, I need to tell you something. Sitong may have to drop out of school. Sitong, the older girl I met last time? Isn't she in 9th grade? That poor child has had such a hard life. Her parents had an accident a few years ago. Her mother died and her father was left bedridden. Her grandfather and I raised the 2 girls, but last month he died from a stroke. Now it's just me, doing odd jobs, and I simply can't afford school for both of them. Sitong is sensible. She offered to drop out so her little sister Surui can stay in school. Sitong. Sister Ching? Auntie told me, what do you want? I'm older than Surui. I can go work and earn money. She's still little. She needs school. You don't have to drop out. I'll cover tuition and living expenses for you and Surui. Finish 9th grade, go to high school, then college. As long as you want to study, I'll keep supporting you. Sister Ching, but why would you do that for us? No special reason. Someone helped me when I was young too. That's all. Yen Ching, I heard you're paying tuition for those 2 Zhao girls back home. Are you out of your mind? Zifan is about to start elementary school, and we still don't have his school placement money, but you're out there raising somebody else's kids. Mom, those girls lost their parents. They're in a terrible situation. Terrible? There are miserable people everywhere. Can you save all of them? I'm talking about Zifan. He's your own nephew. Did Yuan Zifan lose both his parents too? You? What kind of awful thing is that to say? You're always siding with outsiders. No conscience at all. However bad your brother and sister-in-law are, they're still family. You're an ungrateful little traitor. Mom, the signal's bad. I'm hanging up. After arranging support for Sitong and Surui, I buried myself in work in Shanghai for another 2 months. Then Mom called and said Dad was turning 60. The family wanted a simple dinner and asked me to come home. Oh, Ching's here. Come in. Dinner's almost ready. Your dad specifically asked me to make your favorite braised pork today. Ching, sit down. Tired from the trip? Have some water first. Hey, sis, you're here. Sit. It's Dad's birthday today, so let's have a nice family meal. You're here. Sit down. My family was almost suspiciously warm for once. This dinner clearly wasn't going to be simple. Happy birthday! Come on, blow out the candles first and make a wish. Ha 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 ha! Ha ha ha! Great! Everyone's here today. That's better than anything. Come on, cheers. Ching ching, eat more. You've gotten thinner in Shanghai. Don't work yourself too hard. Take care of yourself. Exactly, sis. Food in Shanghai is so light. Eat more of mom's cooking today and take some real flavor back with you. We live too far from everything. If mom or dad gets sick, there's barely a decent hospital nearby. I've been thinking, we should buy them a retirement apartment near People's Square. Great location, hospital right outside, and convenient transportation. How, the fact that you're thinking of us is enough for me. So I figured Ching Ching should pitch in too. We each pay half and buy the place for mom and dad together. What do you think? Bro, one question. If this place is really for mom and dad's retirement, why does it need 4 bedrooms? Well, Leon and I would live there too. The kids need their grandparents, and if we all live together, I can take care of mom and dad nearby. It's convenient. By take care of them, he meant dad would keep working to support his family, while mom kept cooking, cleaning, and babysitting. So whose name goes on the deed? We're family. Does the name really matter? If the name doesn't matter, put it in mine. How could we do that? If a house for mom and dad is in your name, wouldn't it basically become yours? You're really calculating. And putting it in your name somehow isn't calculating? All right, enough. Stop fighting. It's a family birthday. Why turn it into this ugly mess? Ching Ching, we originally planned to put the house in Dad's name, but Zifan starts elementary school soon and needs the school eligibility, so putting it in your brother's name works too. If you pay your share, we'll keep a room for you. After you marry, you'll still have somewhere to stay when you visit. Isn't that nice? So you want me to pay half for a school zone apartment for your son? Mom, do I look stupid? What do you mean, for me? It's a retirement home for mom and dad. Whose name they use is their choice. They raised you, fed you, clothed you, and paid for school. Don't you owe them? Be grateful. They gave you life. Buying a house is nothing. Even if they asked for your life, you'd owe them that. Right. You're absolutely right. I'm unfilial, heartless, and ungrateful. Nothing like you, the perfect, devoted son. With you around, why would I ever need to pay for a house? Forget a 4-bedroom. An oceanfront villa should be easy. Good luck. Mom and Dad's dream mansion is all on you. Sifan, did you see where Auntie's bag went? Huh? What bag? I don't know. What are you looking for? My bag is gone. I left it on the entryway cabinet when I came in. What's that supposed to mean? You lose your own bag and come interrogate a child? Sifan, are you sure you didn't see it? What are you implying? That my son stole from you? It's just a bag. Buy another one later. Stop scaring the kid. Oh, right, one thing. I bought that bag at a leather market. It was a cheap knockoff, so the material was poor. This morning I tested it and found excessive formaldehyde. Long-term exposure can be harmful, and kids absorb chemicals faster through thinner skin, so they're at greater risk. Why didn't you say that sooner? Were you trying to hurt my son? Go wash your hands, scrub hard, wash your whole body. Take your stuff and get out. If anything happens to my son, you'll never be able to make it right. Oh, sister-in-law, I forgot to mention. This one's authentic. I threw away the formaldehyde-soaked fake this morning. Wow, my memory.
Don't leave!
We can't afford those big places. What if we buy a small unit in an older neighborhood first? As long as there's enough room, it's still better than renting forever. Yeah, small units are cheaper. If we scrape things together, we should be able to get one. At least we'd have a place of our own. A small apartment feels cramped. That's bad for the kids' development. Buying some tiny old apartment would be humiliating. If relatives and friends found out, they'd think we're dirt poor. Then, I'll think of something else. There are still a few people I haven't asked. I'll swallow my pride and try them. At your age, you're still going around begging people? What choice do I have? We can't let the kids have nowhere to live. Old Yuan, it's not that I don't want to help. Money's tight for me too. My kid just bought a car. I really don't have anything extra. Old Yuan, here's 5,000. That's about all I've got. Make sure you remember this loan. I will. I'll definitely pay you back. How'd it go? I went to 7 or 8 families and borrowed a little over 30,000. Add that to what we already have. Is it enough? Not even close. We're still nearly 200,000 short for that big 4-bedroom place. Then keep looking for a solution. It's 200,000, not 2 million. There has to be a way. Dad, we've genuinely exhausted the relatives. Is there any other option? Uncle Liu said I should ask your workplace union. Apparently they offer employee mutual aid loans now. No way. I don't want my workplace involved. It'd be humiliating if people found out. Then Ching is the only option left. She still hasn't given in, right? Didn't you say you'd keep trying to talk some sense into her? Then keep trying.
Exactly. Helping her brother means helping her parents. She can't possibly not understand that. I'll call her tomorrow and talk to her properly.
Ching, are you really not planning to help at all with your brother's house?
Yeah.
Ching, I'm speaking from the heart. Helping your brother is helping us too. When we're gone, he'll be your only family. I know you can handle yourself in Shanghai, but what if you marry and your in-laws mistreat you? Won't you need your brother to stand up for you? If you won't help him now, don't regret it when nobody helps you later. Mom, a grown man who still lives off his parents can't even stand on his own. What kind of backup is he supposed to be? Besides, marriage isn't mandatory. Even if I marry some jerk someday, I can spend a few thousand on a lawyer and solve the problem. Why would I spend hundreds of thousands supporting a so-called protector? Mom, look at this stock. It's up 20% in 3 days. If we buy now, it's basically guaranteed profit.
Seriously, is that reliable?
Why wouldn't it be?
I've been researching online for days. In this market, you could buy with your eyes closed and still make money.
How much could we make? I did the math. If we mortgage Mom and Dad's house and borrow 200,000 or 300,000, one good run in this market could cover the whole housing shortfall. Mortgage the house? That's the last thing our family owns. Dad, you're way too conservative. Why leave money on the table? We only mortgage it for 3 months. Once we profit, we'll pay it off and get the house back. It's solid. Then let's do what Hao says. Yen Ching, see that? The stock I bought hit the daily limit again today, and you thought I was a loser. How much is it up? Almost 30% in 2 days. I'm telling you, this run isn't over. I'm adding more and putting the rest of the money in. Bro, take the win and get out. China's A-share market can fall just as hard as it rises. Cash out now and get Mom and Dad's house back first. That's what matters. What do you know? This is just getting started. If I sell now, I'm basically leaving free money on the table. Bro, stocks don't only go up. You're gambling with Mom and Dad's house, not your own money. Huh, I knew you couldn't stand seeing me succeed. It bothers you that I'm making money, doesn't it? Fine, just watch. When I get rich, Don't come begging me for a loan. In my previous life, the market surged around this time too, then crashed hard just days later. With Yuan Hao's personality, the outcome of refusing to cash out was obvious. What's going on? Why is everything crashing? Where's our money? It dropped. How much did we lose? It's all gone. All gone? Then the house? What's wrong, old Yuan? The money was gone and the house. That was everything we had left. Yuan Hao, explain this. What do you mean all the money is gone? That was your parents' house. That was my son's school money. You lost the last thing this family had. Enough, I know. Why are you yelling at me? Why am I yelling? What did I marry you for? To marry a man who destroys his own family? You wiped us out. Are the three of us supposed to live on air now? You think I did it on purpose? You think I wanted the market to crash? All you ever do is demand money for this and that. If you hadn't pushed me to borrow money and trade stocks, would any of this have happened? I pushed you. You chose to do it, and now you're dumping the blame on me? Yuan Hao, you have no shame. Stop fighting! Stop! Your brother. Mom, stop crying, take your time, what happened? This is life or death, Jing. You have to save your brother. Jing, your brother lost everything in the stock market and couldn't handle it, so he jumped from a building. Luckily, a neighbor's terrace below caught him. Otherwise, he'd be dead. He has fractures all over and just came out of surgery. Ever since he woke up, he's been demanding to see you. Got it. It was me. I paid for your college. You can't be ungrateful. So you remember? Did you enjoy spending my compensation money? That's your own fault for dying young. The compensation was for the family, so what's wrong with me using it? Besides, without me, would you have gone to college in your last life? Would you have gotten that respectable job? Who do you think made your life possible? Then answer me this. In this life, without you, did I somehow fail to get into college? If anything, you're the one who fell apart once you lost your so-called favor as leverage. What do you mean using a favor as leverage? I paid for your education and got an enemy in return. Give someone a little help and they're grateful. Give too much and they start resenting you. An ingrate is always an ingrate. Stop making excuses for yourself. I've heard ungrateful for 2 lifetimes. In my last life, you lent me 40,000 yuan total, but you took more than 400,000 from me afterward. You can't calculate it like that. If I give you 1 bottle of water in the desert, then you return 1 bottle in the city. Does that make us even? Paying for your education was a life-changing favor. You couldn't repay that even with 2 lifetimes. But was that bottle of water really yours? And who was the one who pushed me into the desert in the first place? Someone took the resources that should have been mine, then acted generous by handing me back a few scraps, and expected lifelong gratitude for it. It's absurd, almost funny. You can't talk like that, bro. If you expected a return from the very beginning, then it was an investment. Stop dressing it up as kindness just to make yourself look noble. 40,000 went over 4 years. Tell me, what financial product gives you more than a 10-fold return on that? You keep calling it a favor because deep down you know the truth. Under any normal investment logic, your tiny principal could never produce the return you think you're entitled to. And if you really think sponsoring a college student lets you collect from them forever, why jump off a building? Go to a university district, invest in a few students, then demand 10 times the money after they graduate. By your logic, you'd get rich fast. Oh right, I forgot, you don't have any money now, you don't have a house either, and you're buried in medical bills. You ungrateful monster, I hope you rot. After that, Mom and Dad came crying to me several times. It never changed anything. Yen Hao, you're just going to lie there and waste away? So being disabled means you don't have to act like a human anymore? Look at your parents. They're old and still working jobs to clean up your mess. Do you have any shame? They worked hard their entire lives and ended up with nothing except a body full of illnesses and old age. Over the next few years, my career kept rising steadily, and I moved into middle management. Sister Ching Ching, Grandma taught me that people should be grateful. I'll pay back every cent you've given me over the years, and I'll pay you double. Sitong, I accepted the original amount. I sent the extra back. A healthy society raises independent, whole people, not servants chained by gratitude. Support is kindness passed forward. It isn't a shackle. You don't need to live with guilt. When Auntie helped Grandma and me, she never expected anything in return. And when I helped Sitong and Sirui, I never expected repayment either. If you start with an agenda, you'll count every dollar you give and dream of collecting it back 100 or 1,000 times over. That's not kindness. That's calculation. I spent a lifetime breaking free from that chain. I won't put it on someone else. Ching Ching, you're awake? You've been asleep at your desk for almost 2 hours. Want to lie down in the break room? I dreamed of a different way to live. In that life, I was doing just fine.